This is Into the Fire.
I'd like to welcome to Into the Fire the up-and-coming superstar of Australian tennis, the young, the exciting, dynamic demon, Alex de Minaur. Nice to meet you, Alex.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
That's okay. I realise, Alex, the last week hasn't been a great week, and allow me to interview you shows the amazing guy you are. You're an incredible tennis player, but an even better person. Don't forget that.
Oh, thank you. Thanks,
No
mate.
worries. Thanks for doing this. Well, Alex, I only found out the other day that you actually lived in Spain from the ages 5 to 13. We are so glad you came back. What brought you and your family back after leaving?
Well, we actually moved back over to Australia because in Spain there was a big financial crisis. So at that stage, the whole family, we were sort of in a way forced to move out, and once I came here, the Australian Federation helped me out and did everything they could to make sure I had the best possible help possible, and I was able to keep on playing for Australia and keep the journey that I've had.
Yeah, it's great because you're doing well. Spain had some pretty great role models when you were young, like Carlos Moya, Rafa of course. Seeing you have a dual citizenship, was there ever a thought of representing Spain over Australia?
Well, I don't think there was a second thought, especially since I was born here, and I've always felt Australian. And the same way you said Spain had some great role models, the same thing happens with Australians. So growing up, watching a lot of Pat Rafter, watching Leighton, all these greats from Australia, and the only thing I could think about was me wanting to represent Australia and hopefully one day playing Davis Cup.
Yeah, that's great. Everyone that ever talks about you says how grounded and nice you are. How much has your family influenced the way you are?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're the reason I'm here, and I've been very lucky to have them sort of teach me and ground me, and thanks to them I've become the person that I am, and the most important thing is to never change.
Yeah, they raised you good. My dad and I have been talking to your mum lately. Just wanted to say she's amazing.
Thank you. I think she is as well.
Yeah, she's amazing. You were given a wild card into the qualifiers in the Aus Open when you hadn't even had your 17th birthday yet. You got knocked out in the first round, but that must have given you a real push to get to the next level.
Yeah, it was a very big eye-opening moment for me. I did not expect that wildcard at all, so it was a great opportunity to see where I was at, and obviously after that defeat it just gave me a real big hunger to come back stronger and really want to push it to these top guys.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. On that time of your life, you were as skinny as me. Was it intimidating to be playing men who just, let's say, a bit more physical?
Only a little bit. The thing that I've always felt is growing up, I've always tended to play against guys that were bigger than me. So in a way, it helped me develop a different style of playing and having to really figure out things on the go. So my problem solving on the court was tested from a very young age because I was always getting overpowered. So I think that's helped me be the player that I am now, and hopefully slowly I can catch up on these bigger guys, put on a bit of muscle and take it to them.
Still doing pretty well. 2017 was a great year, wasn't it? Your first Grand Slam matches and a first round victory in the Australian Open against Jürgen Melzer in 5 sets. After surviving a 4th set match point, that must hold a special place for you.
Yeah, it was very special. Obviously it was my first Grand Slam win, and couldn't describe how good I felt after that match was done. It was a very nerve-wracking match for me, and to finally get that first sort of Grand Slam win in my home slam, it meant the world, and it gave me a lot of confidence to want to keep pushing and hope, keep pushing myself, getting better.
Yeah, that's great. 2018 was the last time you had to rely on wildcards. This must have been a big moment for you. You were now not just a professional tour player, but a player who was on the rise. You played all 4 Grand Slam events. Was playing Rafa at Wimbledon something extra special?
It was very special. To play Rafa in Wimbledon was my first time playing one of the the big names in the sport, and it's someone who growing up I obviously watched play. So once I was able to get on the court with him and play on centre court at Wimbledon, I had to pinch myself a couple of times because it was a surreal moment, but I felt like I learned a lot from that, and it helped me be more ready for the next time. And moments like that is what I put all the hard work for, and it was great to be able to have that moment.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty good experience.
Yep.
Your court speed is second to none, and your never say die attitude makes it you impossible not to love. Your ability to stay in a point is amazing. Is it the power you have been working on to take your game to the next level?
It is indeed. I've been trying to put on a couple kgs to try to take it to these bigger guys. Add an extra element to my game style, so if need be and I need to try and hit through some of these guys, then I can always have that extra sort of gear.
Yeah. Davis Cup is the best thing. Playing for your country, does it get any better? And how good has Leighton been for your development?
He's been great. He's helped me out for a very long time now, and he's the one who included me into Davis Cup as a very young guy. As an Orange boy, I got brought on to a lot of different Davis Cup ties where I was able to learn from all the players. I was able to be around these guys, be around, Leighton, Nick, Roche, Johnny Millman, Jordan Thompson, all these guys that really helped me sort of believe in myself, and they had my back, and from then on it's been a team camaraderie, and it feels great to be able to share the court with your mates.
Yeah, that double game with Nick was pretty good.
Yeah, it was very nerve-wracking, that's for sure.
I was nervous. Your ATP was not just amazing, but it was inspirational. I don't even play tennis, and I wanted to go to the court and beat you. How nervous were you in that doubles game against Britain? Because I was beside myself.
Yeah, well, at that stage, obviously I had come out of a very tough loss against Evans. So I knew that if I was going to play myself in the doubles, I was going to have to make sure I was going to be in the best possible mindset and attitude, and ready to try and take it to them. I knew it was going to be a very tough match, and Nick had my back. He wanted to play with me, and I was like, all right, let's do it. So it was a lot of nerves, but we just tried to get as fired up as possible and use the crowd.
Yeah, and that last little bit, that was really nice. Ash Barty's massive rise to world #1 shows it can happen. Has she been a bit of an inspiration for you?
Of course, it's amazing what she's been able to accomplish, and look, she's one of the nicest persons out there as well, her and her whole team, and they've helped me out a lot with different issues. And look, I've learnt a lot from Ash, and I wish nothing but the best for her. Hopefully she can come out this Australian Open and get a sort of home slam win.
She sounds like a really nice person. I think you have all the attributes to be #1 in the world. This injury is just a small speed hump in what's going to be a brilliant career. Once you get back, do you feel it's nearly your time to knock the Federer, Nadal and Jokers off their podiums?
That's the plan. I mean, eventually they've got to be knocked off. So, look, I think the belief that I have in myself is growing every second, and my last match against Rafa, I really felt like I belonged there and I could take it to these guys. So it's about getting it in your head, and next time I have the opportunity, to hopefully be able to get one of those wins.
Yeah, you almost bet him. I've always loved Kyrgios. He seems like a great guy. You look like you guys have great chemistry. How cool is he?
Yeah, he's a very cool cat, that's for sure. I think we complement each other very well because we're quite different, but we sort of bring out the best of each other, especially in team atmospheres. And you know, he helps me relax a bit more. I can be a bit too full on, and I think I help him engage in practices a bit more. So I think we have a good connection, and hopefully we can exploit that to winning more matches for Australia.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool. Okay, 3 easy questions to finish. Show you'd most rather be on, The Bachelor or Survivor?
Ooh, I don't know. I think The Bachelor is not a bad gig. I mean,
Not too bad.
No, exactly. The Survivor, it looks too tough. I think I might give that one a pass. I'll go with The Bachelor.
I want to go on Survivor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love that show. It's great. But they're both pretty good.
Yeah.
One celebrity you've loved to meet that you already haven't?
One celebrity I would love to meet that I already haven't. I would love to meet Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah, golfer.
Yep. I just, growing up, I've watched a lot of golf, so obviously I've watched him a lot, and I think it would be pretty cool to get to meet him one day.
Yeah, it would be. One thing your mum would nag you the most about?
Nag me? Oof, a lot of things. For not texting her enough or not keeping in contact with her. As a little kid, she used to always she would drag me off the tennis court if I ever was sulking or had bad attitude. And I got a couple things that I had to make sure I didn't do so my mum wouldn't nag me.
Yeah, but I guess that tennis stuff helped you.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Yeah. Well, Alex, you're a star. Number 18 in the world, number 1 Australian. There are going to be lots of big moments for you, Alex. So I'm going to give you what only the top athletes can use. And no, it's not rolling on the floor with the kids. So imagine it's centre court, match point. You put the ball past Rafa to win the US Open. Not a bad thought, is it? Well, bring out into the fire to celebrate it properly. Do you want to have a try?
Okay, so we go like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
That was pretty good.
That was. I might have to use that from now on.
Yeah, definitely do. Well, I can't thank you enough. The future world number 1 and Australia's most loved player, Alex de Minaur. Thank you, Alex. Your tennis is amazing, but the way you go about it is what all Aussies love. You're an amazing guy and role model. It's been amazing to chat to you.
Mate, the pleasure's been all mine.